They skipped my biggest night because they thought I wasn't important enough. Next morning, my face was on every news channel. That's the day they realized I was never the extra. I just stopped acting like one. You know that feeling when you finally realize you've been holding a seat for someone who's already sitting at a different table. Growing up, it was always the Caleb and Leo show. My best friend Caleb was the golden boy, the kid who could charm the birds out of the trees, while I was just the guy holding the ladder. Our families were so close. We basically shared a backyard. But there was always this unspoken rule. Caleb's wins were community events, and my wins were, well, just Tuesday. When Caleb got into his dream film school, his parents threw a block party that literally shut down our street. When I got my acceptance letter for a prestigious surgical residency, my mom patted my arm and asked if I could help Caleb move his couch since he was the creative type and shouldn't risk straining his hands. It wasn't that they hated me. It was just that Caleb's light was so bright, it made everyone else around him a shadow. Fast forward to last month. I'd been working on a massive research project for 3 years. Basically, the thing that would define my entire career. I was being honored at this high-profile gala in the city, the kind of night where you wear the tuxedo and people actually listen when you speak. I sent out the invites months in advance. To Caleb, to his parents, to mine. I kept it simple. I just said, hey, I'm hosting a big night at the Pierre Hotel. It would mean the world to have you there. Caleb's mom texted back within 10 minutes. Oh, honey, that sounds lovely. But that's the same night as Caleb's premiere for his indie short film. We've already booked the theater, you understand, right? It's his big debut. My own parents, they sent a group chat. So proud of you, Leo. But we really should be there for Caleb's family. You know how nervous he gets before a screening. We'll grab dinner with you some other time. I didn't argue. I didn't even correct them. If you have to beg someone to see you, they aren't really looking. The night of the gala was incredible. I walked onto that stage. The lights were blinding. And for the first time in my life, I didn't look for them in the crowd. I looked at my mentor, Dr. Eris, who was beaming like a proud father. But here's where the twist comes in. Because it was a high-end medical gala, there were photographers everywhere. The local news even did a segment on the future of medicine. By the next morning, my face was all over the regional lifestyle blogs. The headline read, "Local surgeon receives $1 million grant for life-saving innovation." While I was at the after-party, Caleb's premiere was happening in a rented basement of a coffee shop. Apparently, only 12 people showed up. When the photos from my gala hit social media, the silence from my phone was deafening. Then, around 3 in the morning, the notifications started screaming. My mom called first. She was crying. "Leo, why didn't you tell us it was this kind of night? We thought it was just a work dinner. People are asking us why we weren't in the family photos. Your father is so embarrassed." Then came Caleb. He didn't say congrats. He didn't ask how it went. He just said, "Way to suck the air out of the room, man. I finally get my moment." And you decide to trend on Twitter? You knew I was screening that night. I stayed calm. I took a slow sip of my coffee, looked out at the city skyline, and I said, "Caleb, I gave you the date. I gave you the place. You just didn't think I was worth the trip. You've spent 20 years being the main character, and I finally decided to stop being your cameraman." My parents tried to schedule a redo dinner. They said they wanted to celebrate the real way. I told them I was busy. I told them I had a surgery scheduled, and then I went to a movie. By myself. And honestly, the popcorn tasted better than that dinner ever would have. Sometimes, the best way to show people your value is to stop offering them the discount.